Good morning students, welcome back to Social Studies digital classes. Today we shall learn a new lesson, Parliament and Central Government. Constitution provides parliamentary form of government in our country. Parliament is the highest lawmaking body. Parliament constituted with the President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The Parliament House is located in New Delhi. Parliament has many functions. Among them, it makes policies and laws for the entire country. It also prepares policies on forests, education, agriculture, industries, etc. Children, let us know the objectives of the lesson. Students will be able to understand the role of Parliament. Students will be able to understand the powers of Parliament. Students will be able to recognize the houses of Parliament, able to explain the process of elections, able to describe the classification of lists. Students will be able to know the importance of President, Vice President and Prime Minister. Children, look at the picture. Here we can see Parliament House, which is located in New Delhi. Role of Parliament. The government implements the laws made by the Parliament. The government has to take approval of the Parliament for its actions. When the Parliament sessions are going on, any of the members they may ask questions for clarification any of the issues. The respective members from the government have to answer them. Thus, the government is answerable to the Parliament. Children, let us watch the video of Parliament session, how the question and answer session takes place in our Parliament House.
Madam, and for upper primary school level teachers 3.5 lakh. Madam, there are regional institutes of education in Mysore, Bhopal, Bhubaneswar and Ajmer. Whether the government is having plan to establish such a teachers training institute in each state?
Madam Speaker, I will only say this, that as I have said in my response before, teacher training, teacher placement, recruitment and transfer falls within the ambit of the state government insofar as ensuring that we strengthen our establishment of teacher training. As I have said before, the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Training and Teachers is significantly going to look into this aspect of teacher training and education.
Yes, question hour is over. Sri Shashi Tharuruji.
Coastal erosion is a very serious matter that affects many parts of the country where people lose their homes because of damage to the coastal areas. Again, they're supposed to come up with guidelines and plans, they get distracted by the next disaster, nothing comes up. So the question is whether the government has identified the reasons for such delays and introduced corrective measures such as formulating targets, conducting periodic reviews, consulting the state governments on resolving delays. What about constituting state disaster management authorities and district disaster management authorities, which were foreseen in the initial concept for executing these projects? Will the government take steps, Madam Speaker, to formulate and implement a national plan for disaster management and also constitute a national disaster mitigation fund as required by the Disaster Management Act of 2005? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Madam, as far as the subjects are concerned, it is the 13th Finance Commission which have decided. The report of 14th Finance Commission is yet to come.
Yeah.
With regard to subject, beyond the guideline, which is not mentioned in the report or the 13th Finance Commission, we cannot go beyond it. And it is the role of the state government to respond to whatever is necessary as per the emerging situation in the state.
The Parliament also approves the income and expenditure of the government. The government presents annual budget for the approval of Parliament. Children, here we can see our Finance Minister Sri Arun Jaitley presenting the annual budget. Children, let us know about houses of the Parliament. There are two houses of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, the members of the Lok Sabha elected by direct elections. A candidate above the age of 25 years can contest in an elections to become the member of Lok Sabha. Current Lok Sabha Speaker is Srimati Sumitra Mahajan. Another one is Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha members are elected by the members of the legislatures through indirect elections. The Rajya Sabha can have a maximum of 250 members. The Rajya Sabha members are elected for a term of 6 years. Every 2 years, about 1/3 of its members retire and new members are elected in their place. Current Rajya Sabha chairman is Sri Venkaiah Naidu. He belongs to our Telugu state Andhra Pradesh. Children, now let us know about the powers of the houses. According to the Constitution, Lok Sabha exercises supreme powers. Lok Sabha exercises more powers in money matters. The Lok Sabha controls the Council of the Ministers. The person who have the support of the majority of the members in Lok Sabha is appointed as Prime Minister. Children, look at this picture. Here we can see our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi. Elections to the Lok Sabha. Elections to the Lok Sabha are held for every 5 years. All citizens who are of 18 years or above can vote in elections. It is also necessary that they register their names in the constituency. There are 545 Lok Sabha seats. Uttar Pradesh has 80 constituencies, while Meghalaya has only 2 constituencies. Telangana has 17 constituencies. Union Territory of Chandigarh has 1 constituency. Children, let us watch the video of first elections held in 1952.
The aims and ideals that became reality on our attaining independence were well expressed through the Adult Franchise Clause incorporated in our Constitution. Universal adult franchise, a phrase that became a fact, a phrase which conferred on nearly half our total population the right to vote, the right to frame the form of government most suited to our needs. For a nation that had emerged so recently from foreign rule, it was a big step, a bold step forward. For a nation whose illiterates formed the vast majority, it was a course of action in keeping with the size of our subcontinent. The first phase in the great experiment was to enumerate the lists of eligible voters, to fashion the electoral roll for the entire country. This was a task of the greatest magnitude, for over 175 million names had to be compiled and entered. The next course was the delimitation of a colossal number of constituencies, spread far and wide. The total comprised 2,438 single-member and 666 multiple-member constituencies. With the spade work begun on our franchise, laws and regulations concerning every aspect of electoral procedure had to be drafted, had to be passed by Parliament. These included modification of electoral rolls, qualifications of candidates, campaign expenses, election offences. It was now time to gain the confidence of the electorate itself concerning the great experiment. Every medium of publicity was utilized to orientate the voter. Democracy was on trial, and our many millions were the jury. Since there is no better way of learning than by doing, a series of mock elections were arranged. These mock elections, held at various centers, acquainted our people with the mechanics of voting. Symbols sidestepped many a difficulty, making it easy for an illiterate to spot his favorite candidate. The rehearsals became a boon for officials on election technique, guarding against any slip-ups. This official training made for safe and fair conduct of the elections. Polling programs were made flexible, adapted to meet the demands of agriculture or climatic changes. Lastly, the ballot box, sacred symbol of democracy. 10 million rupees were spent in constructing 2,299,478 ballot boxes. If placed end to end, they would reach for 327 miles. With the party symbols allotted, the stage was set for the great experiment. Into the arena they stepped, candidates of every shade of political opinion. Over 20,000 in number, some were independent, others the nominees of different parties. Each was determined to contest the elections with all his ability. Political fever ran high. Campaigners used every media to sway the voter and win his vote. Electioneering took precedence over all other events. And then on the 25th October 1951, the great experiment unfolded. Among the first of our 175 million men and women to go to the polls were the hardy hill folk of the northern district of Himachal Pradesh. Next came Travancore Cochin, followed by Hyderabad, Petsu, Madhya Pradesh, the Punjab, Bombay, Madras, and so on. Such scenes were an oft-repeated theme throughout the nation. Each citizen over 21 had the right to cast his vote.
Children, hope you enjoyed the video. In that video, we can recollect that how the officials collected the information and prepared the electoral list, how the ballot papers were prepared, how the ballot boxes were made, and how the leaders participated in the election campaign, and how the people participated in the elections. Children, you conduct the elections in your school to elect head boy and head girl with the help of your teacher. Children, here we can see the Lok Sabha constituencies. The total constituencies are 543. In that, general are 423. For reserved for scheduled castes are 84. Reserved for scheduled tribes are 47. We have central and state governments. The governments strive to provide the good governance to the people. The subjects on which laws can be made by the Parliament comes under Union list. The subjects on which laws can be made by the State Legislative Assembly comes under State list. The subjects on which laws can be made by the Parliament and State Assembly comes under concurrent list. Children, now look at this table. Here we can see the three lists: Union list, State list, concurrent list. First one is Union list, has subject of national importance. Union alone can make laws. Examples are defense, banking, foreign affairs. The next one is State list. It has subject of local and state importance. State government alone can make laws. The subjects are police, trade, agriculture and irrigation. The third one is concurrent list. It has subjects of common interest, both center and state. Both the center and state can frame laws. The subjects are like education, forest, trade union, marriage, adoption, etc. Children, let us know about the President. The members of the both houses of the Parliament and MLAs of all the states elect the President. The laws made by the Parliament come into force only after the President gives his or her assent by signing them. Our current 14th President is Sri Ramnath Kovind. Children, here we can see the picture of our current President, Sri Ramnath Kovind. Children, look at the picture. It is Rashtrapati Bhavan, residence of our President of India. Children, let us know about Vice President. Parliament, both House members elect the Vice President. The Vice President chairs the Rajya Sabha meetings and also performs the functions of the President if the President is absent. The current 13th Vice President is Sri Venkaiah Naidu. Here we can see his picture, Sri Venkaiah Naidu Garu. The Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister and Council of Ministers are chosen from among the members of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. India as a parliamentary form of government, The Parliament performs two roles. One is called legislative, to make laws. The other is executive, which is to implement the laws and decisions of the Parliament. Children, here we can see the Prime Minister along with Council of Ministers. Council of Minister and Prime Minister. Cabinet functions as the executive wing of the government. It has to implement the laws and administer the country with laws. The work of the government is divided into a number of areas like finance, foreign affairs, home, defense, railway, industry, agriculture, education, health, etc. All these areas overseen by a ministry headed by the minister. The ministry has the large number of officials headed by a secretary to look after all the development activities. Children, let us watch the video. Our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi addressing the Parliament.
भारत किस तेजी से बदल रहा है, देश की जनशक्ति का सामर्थ्य क्या है, गांव गरीब किसान की जिंदगी किस प्रकार से बदल रही है, उसका एक विस्तार से खाका सदन में रखा था। मैं राष्ट्रपति जी के अभिभाषण पर धन्यवाद देने के लिए आपके समय उपस्थित हुआ हूं और मैं उनका हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। इस चर्चा में आदरणीय श्री मल्लिकार्जुन जी, श्री तारिक अनवर जी, श्री जयप्रकाश नारायण जी, श्री तथागत जी, सतपथी जी, कल्याण बनर्जी, श्री ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया, कई वरिष्ठ महानुभावों ने चर्चा को प्राणवान बनाया, कई पहलुओं को उजागर करने का प्रयास किया है और मैं इसके लिए चर्चा में शरीक होने वाले सभी आदरणीय सदस्यों का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं।
Points to be remembered: MP, Member of Parliament; MLA, Member of Legislative Assembly; ballot. It is a secret vote in which people select a candidate in an election. EVM, electronic voting machine. This will enable the voter to cast his vote by pressing the button against candidate symbol. Nota: none of the above has been provided as option to the voters in elections. A citizen can choose not to vote any candidate who are contesting the elections. Election Commission. It is a body charged with overseeing the implementation of election procedures. Voters list. Electoral list is a grouping of candidates of a specified area for election. Constituency. A group of voters in a specified area who elect a representative to a legislative body. Children, prepare a chart with photos of President, Vice President, Prime Minister and present it in the classroom. Children, collect the photos of Lok Sabha Speaker, Rajya Sabha Chairman and State Assembly Speaker and State Council Chairman and present it in the classroom. Children, hope you enjoyed the class. Children, if you have any doubt, ask your teacher. He will clarify all the doubts in the classroom. Thank you.